We are live uh, with the Two Wheel Tuesday podcast brought to you by Motion Pro, Two Wheels to Freedom, and eMOTOcons. Do you have eMOTOcons on your phone, Johnny?
Dude, I don't.
Do you have an iPhone?
Huh?
Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah, I do have an iPhone. But, the only thing I've done with it is to advertise it. I've never used it.
I'll send you a code. I'll send you a code.
All right, please do.
So then you can get. You can. Then it's like you're sponsored.
Dude, that'd be rad. I remember it used to be sponsored a long time ago.
So everybody, this is Johnny Ebenal. He is a very entertaining character that I've met through my travels of dirt bikes. And,
God, it's been a long time, huh?
Yeah.
It's been a long.
What do we meet in Texas the first time at Chuck's house?
We did. Yeah. At Camp Chuck.
Yep.
Yeah. Then, dude, that's what was I living out there with Justin Johansson? Out there just trying to flip and not doing it. Because I was horrible at it.
I don't know. I was there when Lusk was there.
Yeah, that was me, Lusk, and my buddy Chris Tufts. That all rhymes. It shouldn't have worked out that way, but it did. But yeah, that's when we drove out there. Man, I can't remember what year that was, but that was a long time ago.
It probably had to have been, I'm sure I was trying to flip too, so it had to have been 05, 06.
Yeah, I'm going to say about that, yeah. Yeah, because Lusk, he never flipped then. I met Lusk through Chuck in Mexico. And I remember, I told Lusk, I was like, man, dude, if you ever learn how to flip, you're going to kill it. Obviously, I'm sure he heard that from dozens and dozens of people.
Yeah.
The guy's tricks up, straight up, were amazing. And then, he went to Chuck. I've been going to Chuck's for, I don't know, a long time, going upside down and throwing the bike, and he goes over there and just nails it. The guy was a natural.
Well, so, and the thing was that he did it, and then he just ripped them everywhere all the time, and just learned tricks immediately, and it was like,
the guy was insane. And then he's doing shit right away, that it shouldn't be done, possible. And then I remember he got hooked up with Metzger and all that shit. You know what I mean? Because where I live now is close to Mike's old place, the Paradise Ranch. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I actually rode there with Gabriel during the mob syndicate days. Right.
Yeah, I have a hat in the house somewhere. We just moved in a new house. That's why the bike's inside the house. See, look. I don't have a barn or garage or anything yet. This is my garage.
I just keep it that way. Just leave it.
Right, and I got a kid coming any minute now, and there's fuel and oil and a fork. The bike could fall on me and knock me out. Maybe a little kid crawling around the house. Gotta do something about it. Maybe make it earthquake proof.
There you go.
Cables.
Strap it to the stand.
Yeah, did you get an earthquake there last night or what?
Huh?
Did you guys get an earthquake the other night or something?
Oh, we didn't, but there was one in L.A. We didn't feel it. But there was one in L.A. I thought that was today.
Where are you at?
We're in Temecula.
Oh, okay.
Bro.
You've been to my Clint or my old house. Remember we did that T-Rex thing?
Yeah.
And I jumped that jump. I was terrified, and I was shaking after I jumped it.
Yeah, I was...
It was in my own backyard. It was my own house, and it scared me.
They scared me. They started... I was like, I'm going to rip it. And then they go, oh, remember, I seen so-and-so break his arm, come up short. And I'm like, what? And then he's like,
no,
so-and-so went long, and blah, blah. And I'm like, why? Or would you tell me all this, Johnny? What are you doing?
I was trying to make myself look good. I haven't done that in a long time. I wooed my wife. I gotta woo other people, you know what I mean? We should have a show going at that time. Wooed everybody out there.
I know. You're handsome, good looks, and you're charming personality.
Fuck, I know. I've been told that. I just don't believe it. But you know what? I can believe it by your face, Clint. Keep your eyes.
What do you got there? A steel reserve.
Yeah, it's cheap, man.
But isn't it strong?
Yeah, it's strong. That's why I gotta sip it.
Is this budget night? I went to the gas station to get some beer, and I just got 2 tall boys because I was like counting quarters.
You know why? Because you got the 2 for $3, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. 2
I
for
didn't
$3.
get the same deal. Every time I've been out in California, beer's expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it's almost a crime, you know?
You gotta hang out with people like Johnny.
Huh?
I said he's gotta hang out with people like you and know how to work the system.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you can only find that in Narnia, like that cartoon or something like that. That's how I feel these days. Because I can't find cheap beer anymore, and this is cheap beer. I felt like my wife made it for dinner last night, and it left out in the fridge or something, and just fermented itself. It's just high gravity. But I feel really heavy after I drink it. I don't know why.
I think I get 2 steel reserves out here for like $1.50 or something.
Dude, you got to start bringing some down for me. I'll give you $2 for it.
I'll start taking truckloads of beer to California. Like legalized weed, just like booze.
That's kind of the deal. Where are you from, Nick?
South of Chicago.
Man. Is that even a real place?
That's why.
So we don't complain.
That's why he has the internet like this. He's catfishing us. He's not even a real person.
It's funny. You know what? I was watching Catfish earlier, and they were in Chicago.
Yeah, see?
At a big-ass airport.
That was me, dude. I was at O'Hare.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I could see a little picture on the corner. I swear to God, that was you.
Turbo Nuts is a fat lesbian chick.
Oh, man.
I like being hidden because I get to sit over here and fucking make memes and stuff while we're talking. I don't feel like...
No one knows who it is. It's just a pretty... We don't know what the pretty face looks like.
I don't even have like a little screenshot right now.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's a little bit of something.
It's your picture with that little loading
like
thing going around.
Pacifier or something.
I'm like that person that
bro.
sends you a friend request that has one picture and that's their profile picture and there's nothing else. Like this, now I'm a real person. I swear.
It's like those.
Dangerous.
It's like those chicks that send you and it's got one picture. They got 11 friends and she's like, I want to make fuck.
All right, so I got a question. Even though we're way off topic on everything we're talking about, but have you been catfished? I want to know because I have been catfished.
Oh yeah.
And it was Neve. I really think it was him. I really think he catfished me. And then Max got involved, and it got all weird, and they got our show, and I never got credit.
The guy from the show actually catfished you. What if he's catfishing everybody? What if he's the catfish?
What?
He's the catfish, right? So
he's catfish. You know that guy's dangerous.
He catfishes everybody, and then they find like a scapegoat, and they tell them, we're going to put you on this TV show or whatever. So then they show up there, and they're just like...
MTV's paying for plane tickets, and he's like, all right, I'm going to catfish this son of a bitch. And
yo, he's basically doing like To Catch a Predator thing, but...
that guy with the stool, and every place he went into, there was always a stool for him to sit down, and the predator sit down right next. Excuse me, can you please sit down on that stool right there? We need to talk. There a fucking stool everywhere he went.
I'm pretty sure he brought that.
I know. It probably folded up or something. I don't know. Shit, smartphones are super smart now. Look what's going on. How come a stool can't be smart?
He just had assistance. He was like, go pick that up. Where the fuck is my stool?
Yeah.
I've never seen Catfish.
He's the one doing the dirty work.
You've not seen Catfish, Nick?
No, I've never seen it. I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
Dude. Yo, so we were watching it. He doesn't have TV, that's why.
I'm all internet.
He has a pole and a rod.
Yeah.
Which we all do. That's why my wife's pregnant.
Pregnant and you got one, right?
What? A pole and a rod?
No, a bambino.
A bambino?
A kid.
Oh, well, I got one coming. Like, he's due any minute. Like, my wife's telling me that we have to go, and I said, no, I got to do this other shit.
It can wait.
It can wait. Not put little Max on pause for a minute.
Yeah. You can wait out an hour and a half show.
Maybe a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you leave at work? What, Rex?
This is the podcast that everyone's listening to right now.
How many people are listening? Oh, actually, don't look at that, Nick, because then you'll start sounding like a robot again.
It's probably because I'm on Instagram, not my phone.
Hey, I like Instagram. Facebook confuses the crap out of me.
I hate Facebook.
Facebook sucks because people think that you give a fuck about their feelings.
Yeah, because you poke them or something?
Whatever. I don't know why.
I thought I was getting invited to go out and have Pokeball or something.
No, they're like, it's like, listen, just because you were able to sign up for a Facebook like everybody else in the free world doesn't mean that you should just spout your beliefs off every day. Shut the fuck up.
You know why? I think that's why they have to do, like, maybe credit checks or something like that.
Credit checks?
It'd be empty. No one would be fucking up Facebook.
Out there. We can't have some weirdos out there that has bad credit like myself.
Yeah, listen.
On Facebook. I don't want to get in trouble. I remember MySpace.
MySpace I liked.
So did I.
It was more lawless.
That's because you guys were young.
You know what changed? Moms.
You're my age, right?
I don't like it.
Ruined the internet.
Listen, I understood MySpace as well, and FMX East on there had like over 5,000 followers and shit like that, and then all of a sudden everybody went to Facebook, and then eventually I'm just like...
Traitors.
Well, yeah, so then I'm just like, shut the fuck up about, you know, the presidents and whatever the fuck else you're crying about.
Haven't we had sense? They're all the same.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
The same shit happens with everybody, yeah, if it's just the beliefs that you tell people, so then they're like really tied to that. And then they don't
Social media by itself is just insane because everybody has an opinion. But I swear to God, if you met that person on the street, they wouldn't say anything that they probably say on social media.
No, it's a different dimension, dude.
Yeah, I know.
How many people do you associate with in actual life?
I don't know. I met my wife on Facebook.
What is this, a fucking Facebook ad now? What is going on?
So after that point, it got really stupid. So that was...
Oh, yeah. It was all good until then.
Until then, I realized how stupid it was.
Did you catfish her?
No, I thought she was a catfish. I'll be honest. I thought she was a straight up catfish. It was the weirdest. It's a long story, but I never. We have a little, bun in the oven, and come out studly and ripped and all that stuff.
So what Johnny is saying is stop paying for Match and just get on Facebook and slide in the DMs.
Right. The stupid Match book. Like I remember my first Match book. You just take a little thing out and you do that. You don't get a bunch of chicks when you do that. That Match, what is it called?
Tinder?
Get bitch or something? Hey,
Match.com.
My wife, she goes, you have a plenty of fish thing. I was like, no, I don't. But back in the day when I was doing MySpace, there was a lot of people with fake profiles of myself. And there was one incident where I'm seeing this person post probably when I was riding with you, Clint, like at IFMAs and shit like that, or at Chuck's house. And, getting back to other people asking, like, oh, hey, Ebenal, where are you going? Or where are you going to be? And all that crap. And I got back to, I went to her, it was a girl. But it was my page, and I go to my page, and it turns out it was like a young girl. Where are you going, Clint? I'm worried.
I had to get another pillow.
You need a pillow on your back?
Yeah.
You got a bent back?
I got a back. Oh.
Backs, man.
No, see, I realized I actually listened to some of the last podcast, Nick, and I realized that when I lean back, the audio goes away. So.
What?
My audio, like when I get too far back, you can't hear anything.
That normally works with the distance between the mic and the mouth.
Well, I didn't take it into as much consideration as I probably should have.
We need like a boom guy that sucks really bad, so you see the boom come down every now and then. It goes back up and moves around.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty rad. Then bumps you in the head.
That would be good.
MotoCon, we could just like Photoshop in there.
Well, you can do anything on the internet now.
What were you talking about, Johnny? Before I rudely interrupted.
I was talking about like this little
young girl.
I got pissed off. This person made a fake profile of me on MySpace, and MySpace, Twitter, and MySpace or some shit. And so on MySpace, I go and I call this person out, and I was like, "How do you know all this shit about me? I don't even know that much about me." And this little girl, I mean, I don't know. It could be a dude. It could have been Neve. I think it was Neve. It goes, oh, you know, I'm 12 years old, and I'm from so-and-so, and I was a really big fan. And then I felt like an asshole, you know? So I told Neve to knock it off, make his reality show, meet a guy named Max. I'll name my kid after your buddy Max, and everything's all good.
Yo, Max got catfished by him as you.
Dude, I agree.
Max thought that he was meeting you. And
it got all fucked up, and it turned into a reality show.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, you know what he keeps calling me?
Who?
Max and Neve.
What do they keep calling you?
I don't know. They want to come over and hang out. I keep telling them I'm in Nebraska or something like that. I keep making shit up. I want to keep this catfish game going along, you know? So, Clint, when we first met, so you were doing IFMAs, right?
Well, the ramp-to-ramp ones.
Yeah, when dirt disappeared, when it was safe.
Yeah.
Then it went to really dangerous.
It just went to more mentally dangerous, I feel like. I mean, you could have done that on anything.
Oh, I did it in the bathtub, dude, when I was a ballerina.
I don't mean you didn't. I don't mean you didn't do it riding an IFMA. I mean that you could have done that jumping out. I know somebody that was outdoors. It was also ramp to ramp though, so that doesn't help my point.
Yeah, it's more mental, like you were saying, but you know, it was a different deal. You know, like I remember doing shows for Trittler, and this was with Mike Mason and Drake McElroy. And we were doing a show in Sacramento called Boardstock. And that was my first real big show. And I went out there and I just learned, you know, I learned seat grabs. And I was like, oh, dude, because I grab with my right hand and I kick with my left when I do an Indian air. I know it's all bad because I end up breaking my my
you
wrist.
Went back and got an old whiskey throttle or what?
I don't know. I don't remember it. I woke up in the hospital, but the paramedic, my mom came out. You know, she was like, I'll never go back to another show ever again because the paramedic broke his neck. Probably down the thing, you know what I mean?
Paramedics always calm everything down.
Huh?
I said paramedics always know how to calm everything down and not fucking blow the situation out of proportion.
They probably broke my arm.
They're like, hey, God, I took a 4-hour course.
Huh? How to dislocate arms and stuff. MMA when it wasn't that big.
Yeah, he's like, I know.
It was probably what's her name that does roundhouse kicks.
Rhonda.
Yeah, good old Rhonda. You know the song, the Beach Boys song?
Help me, Rhonda.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying when I got hit that day.
But she did not help you.
Well, it doesn't matter because Wanda and Rhonda, they both have like a roundhouse kind of sound to it.
Sounds like roundhouse to me. What are you drinking again? Is that the same crap you had last time?
Yeah. You don't even know what it is. You just know Mike Mason didn't like it. But he doesn't.
No, that's some fucking. No, Mike Mason likes. He didn't even fucking drink.
All he likes is Coors Light.
Yeah, it's gross. I mean, I'll drink it if it's there.
Like me being in a trough or something like that. Okay? It says high gravity on it.
Does that make you like?
Things on the internet, true, right?
It gets harder to fucking stand up and you get wasted.
That's low gravity.
That's high gravity. No?
I think it's a misprint.
I think that you guys are both technically right. I understand what you're saying, but
yeah, drink your water or your wine cooler. Right?
Yo, this is Genesee Cream Ale from Rochester, New York.
I love how it's so perfect when you pick it up with your thumb. You almost look like you got your hands done. You're like a hand model.
No way, my nails are dirty as fuck.
Yeah, but it just looks like it was like almost a commercial.
It's like, no, like we're trying to promote the working man for this beer. This is the working man's beer.
Like,
this is why I got dirty ass fingernails.
It's a little bit perfect because we got to salt and shit.
The worst fingers like this inside of it.
That'll make it taste better.
So for audio people, Johnny puts his finger up with no like fingernail or anything on it. What did you lose? Is it right after? Is it right after the last knuckle or what?
Oh, dude, it was almost past the fist. I think I got this thing as pregnant as my wife.
You got your hand pregnant?
No, I got her hand pregnant.
That's amazing.
Just silence after that one. Leave that one hanging out there for a minute.
We'll leave that one out.
I thought getting your hand pregnant was classic. I never thought of it that way, but everybody's tried to impregnate their hand a couple 100,000 times.
Dude, all I did when I said that, I gave my wife a high five and she got pregnant. That's how early.
Bethany.
Hold on, I see an intruder in the background. I see.
You can't sneak in the podcast like this.
Beat it. There's a dog in there too.
Well, now there's two. Mine was asleep because she was like, nothing's going on out here.
There's a lot going on.
Hello. No worries.
Do you know that person?
Yeah. I know her fairly well.
Fairly well?
Fairly well.
Yeah.
Clint's getting mugged. He's like, she's cute old slut.
Oh, just take it all. Take it.
So, did you race as a kid? What?
What else have you been up to? Nick, I don't know anything about you.
This isn't about me.
It's supposed to be. I'm hiding out behind my catfish screenshot.
Look, I like it, though. I mean, I'd talk to you.
She just met a new girl, a new lady friend. And
with that shot?
And they're going to go on a date and play softball.
You know what? Don't mess around. Just play hardball. You don't mess around.
Was that sexist, what I said?
Softball scares the shit out of me. I think I played 4 years of hardball, and then I did like 3 years of softball. And I swear to God, I think I got more fat lips, but I probably just started getting older and I sucked at it.
Well, supposedly softball pitches are harder to hit because a
woman's throwing it.
Well, because women are just difficult to deal with. So are their pitches?
Oh yeah, it comes hand in hand. See?
No, because the ball is coming from low up, and the baseball is coming from up down, and your bat is swinging up. So it's naturally easier to hit. So
it's more high gravity.
All you sissies step up and play softball. How about that?
Yeah, I used to love softball.
I'm awful at anything that has to do with any of that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't play.
I think I played baseball one year. Huh?
I want to hear more about what you're good at, not what you're bad at.
I'm good at not playing baseball and softball. I'm great at that. That's pretty much it. That's why Clint brought me on the podcast. I catfished him one day. He's like, "Hey, I need a partner." I was like, "Yeah, I can do that. I'm terrible at baseball. Is that cool?" He's like, "That sounds great," and they signed me up.
That's perfect. You just come right in. So how long have you guys been doing this anyways? Because, I mean, I seen your advertisement and all that stuff. Like I said, I've never done anything like, I mean, I've done radio shows and shit like that, but I've never done like a podcast.
Well, you're number 25. So
at least you have me a little bit right here.
So it's,
I feel like you're going to remember me after this.
Yeah.
You're the first.
Another notch in the old belt? Is that where we're going with this?
Huh?
Another notch in the old belt?
Yeah. You put this on your resume?
Oh, dude. Oh, that'd be awesome. Actually, maybe I could get a real job again.
No, not that type of resume.
A writing job or something.
Listen, I'm trying to find regular jobs too, and I realize my resume helps me zero. They're like, dude. What? And I'm like, I don't know. I jumped fucking motorcycles for a long time. It's pretty cool.
Is that what it said on the resume? For a long time?
For a long time.
Was it with the 4 instead of the FOR?
Yeah. And I spelled everything with Z's.
Dude, you know what? With the job I have now, I went there. Actually, you know what? I put out 2 resumes, and it was to do body work at a car shop, body and paint, crap like that, and then work at like a motorcycle shop, like doing Indians. The Indian shop, dude, was badass. The guy's like well known, like badass bike builder and all that shit. And they call me and they do an interview, and they're like, straight up, we don't really care about the fact that you rode dirt bikes for like 15 years professionally. We want to know a little bit more about yourself. What can you do for our company? I was like, well, you train me, I guess. I'll do whatever you want.
I'm a blank canvas, baby. What do you?
Yeah, just paint. You paint me. You just shape me up. But yeah, so now I got a job at a body shop doing paint and body. It's interesting, but it's not riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
But I still ride dirt bikes.
Did you race when you were younger?
You know what? I started riding dirt bikes when I was 16 and a half. I got my first dirt bike. It was in 1975, 375 Can-Am. Kickstarter on the left, which broke. Clutch broke, so I'd always have to put it in neutral and bump start it. And eventually I looped it out and really hurt myself and had to give that up. And then I got my first real bike. It was a 98 Kawasaki 125 when I was 18.
Your first bike was a 75?
Can-Am 375.
Oh my god. I don't even think I know what
the
that
handlebars was about as flat as my chest, you know what I mean? Like this. And it's just super straight, like, and it was funny. I have the footage. I swear to God, I wish I had it right now. It's on VHS. And you know where we did, like, or where I did, like, me, Colin, and Pastrana did that Thrillbillies with the monster trucks with Gravedigger and all that crap?
Yeah.
That was at my house in Castaic. And so that's where I grew up riding. I grew up in the hills back there. My grandparents owned that property. And so I had that Can-Am. My buddy Mike Shea, he's still a good friend of mine. And we're out in the hills riding. And I didn't have a Kickstarter, broke it. It just fell apart, obviously. And then the clutch broke because I probably fell over. And but I was working at Shane Triller's track, flagging. And I remember one day this guy threw away a pair of his old Axo gear pants. So I took them. I was like, fuck, I don't have gear. So I stole those out of I guess I didn't steal them. I took them out of the trash can. I found a pair of my grandpa's rain boots. I put those on. I had no knee pads.
Rain
and I put
boots?
on my softball jersey. And then I had a helmet. The visor was probably down like this the entire time, but I never strapped my helmet. I never wore goggles either. And so I was hitting this, like, we called it the road jump. And I was hitting this thing. I was doing awesome. Probably getting 3 feet of air, 5 feet of distance. And, of course, I loop it out. And the only thing I could do is just, like, get up against the bars and hold it like that. So you see the bike go down in the back. This back seat blows off. My head hits the handlebars. My helmet goes flying off because it's not strapped. So when it impact into the ground, I am now without a rain boot. I am now without a helmet. And the bike that I'm jumping is missing a seat, and it's bigger than I could ever be. And it just takes me out and hits my back and messes me up really bad. And I think we left that bike there that day. There was no reason to even bring it back home at that point. And then my mom was like, "You're going to kill yourself. We're going to get you a real bike." Sweet. Took it out from our college fund, and look where I'm at now.
Yeah.
College.
No college debt. You're good to go.
My life could have been ruined.
Exactly. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got some stories.
That's the way to do it.
So you grew up in the
hills? Let's just go from Clint's screen to your screen. That looked like Stella just hopped up on him. Like, it looked like she traveled, like, across the country through the internet. Oh, she's different.
She's much bigger.
Dangerous dog. You know, if you guys put your hands out right now, you probably get bit. She could bite through the phone. I've seen it.
I've been bit through the internet. Catfishing, of course.
Oh, this is the catfish.
It'll happen.
No, this was me.
Nope. So you still doing
when you coming back out? we got the new house. We got a bunch of dirt. Nate's got a ramp here. My buddy has a ramp here. Actually, it's at, Richard.
Dick?
Richard?
Far West. Track. You know him, I think you do. Well, anyways, no. He's got the ramp over there at his place right now. So we got one ramp, and I'm going to build it just like the last one. So you come out and hit it. Unreasonable, unsafe.
No, I don't. I just got a track bike now.
What?
Yep.
Does that have track wheels?
Do you want to go? Do you want to go to a track and talk some shit to me?
No, because I'll have every excuse in the book to tell you I can't make it.
Listen, I will go. Let's go free riding.
I would love to do that.
That sounds way more fun.
Yeah, so I can talk shit to you out in the hills and no one can actually see it. We can't get service out there.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna. Yeah, but it just won't be live. We'll just record it and then.
You wouldn't do that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What do you mean? I record everything.
Yeah,
everything.
So Clint's gonna pass through Chicago and pick me up, right? This is gonna be paid for by Clint.
Yeah. No, by 2 wheels.
Yeah. Well, whoever we sucker into paying for it.
Hey, so Nick, do you ride?
Yeah, I ride. I did ride one time.
He owns a motorcycle.
I didn't Yeah, I ride. I just haven't in a while. I did some shows, and then Clint sent me to Guyana and tried to kill me, and then that was kind of it. It wasn't anything he did. It was a suicide mission on my behalf.
Was it like one of those shows where you show up, they say everything's going to be perfect, and it's just gnarly? And it has nothing to do with Clint. It's just the people putting it together or something?
Actually, everything was fucking pretty sweet. And I was just like, yeah, I'll ride the 450. I don't give a shit. I had a 450 before. And then I fucking just forgot I was on a 450 and missed the landing, and that was that.
But you overjumped it.
Yeah, all of it, yeah.
He gave her the juice, son.
They should have put another landing there for the 450.
They weren't even thinking.
They're so stupid.
I thought it was going to be a 2-landing setup, like a triple.
Fuck, and they messed it all up. They didn't tell you it was for a 250 jump.
I mean,
450 jump.
I rode that on a 252 stroke and backflipped it like the year before, so I don't know.
I said it was good.
Let's put a little more into it.
What?
The ramp was good.
A little bit more into it.
Yeah, had I just pulled it, I wouldn't have OJ'd it, right?
Right, yeah. So because you didn't backflip, you OJ'd it, and it's all Clint's fault. You should have backflipped it the first time.
That's true.
And I wasn't wearing a jersey, so I had no wind resistance. And that there was a lot of scientific shit that played a part.
Huh. Were you wearing pasties? Because you get real chapped real fast.
Well, that's why I took my jersey off, because it was scrubbing my nips.
Right, yeah. So you get chapped real quick that way. I know. I heard about Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, because I was going to hit it 10 times and then be done for practice.
You don't like to get chapped lips. No one does. Chapped lips or chapped tits. Doesn't matter. They all suck.
Nips.
Nips or lips?
I said nips.
And lips.
His lips are just fine, bro.
This one's spinning out of control way faster than they normally do.
I knew that this is how normally conversations with Johnny are anyway.
My bike, dude, I was doing something earlier. I don't remember what it was, but she just looked at me with just the worst, Johnny, shut the fuck up. I don't remember what it was, but dude, I look at her and I say stupid shit in a serious voice, and I'll say something something very serious, and she'll look at me. And she'll look at me like, are you fucking serious? And I'll start laughing, but she'll get pissed off because I'm not serious. I'm being a smartass.
Yeah.
I do it all day. I mean, she probably hears me right now. She's not very happy.
Yeah. I already pissed my girlfriend off. She's like, oh, I'm glad I came home.
Cleaning herself out. I just saw her.
Because we were talking shit. And then she's just like, glad I came home and went into the shower. So
this is why I go to the office. Because the one time we did that podcast with Jason Rowe, he's like, yeah, Nick, remember when you took your old lady's credit card, you bought all those drinks, and she's sitting 2 feet from me, and I'm like, yeah, that's not a funny story. I can't fucking laugh about that right now. This is not going to go well. He was like, yeah, but and it just got dead quiet. And I was like, fuck doing this at home. I can't be watched.
Dude, that's funny because Jason Rowe, was he out there, him and his brother, right? When you were out there at Chuck's?
Yeah.
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 When Jason went to do his first backflip to dirt.
See, I wasn't there for that. But obviously I saw pictures and videos and whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if I was there for that either.
Did that, and I'm sure, like, seeing stuff like that doesn't help.
Oh, fuck. Fuck that.
You're trying to, were you there for it? You were standing there?
No, I don't think I was there for it. I don't remember if I was somewhere else. But I was out there at Chuck's house at that time because I remember seeing Jason going in the pit over and over. And dude, he looked good, looked really good. And then it was out, where Chuck got the tractor stuck on that red ramp. I think it was one of those ramps out there. And I remember hearing about it. I seen the footage, but I wasn't there that day.
So, have you ever seen any of that, Nick?
No, I haven't seen. I didn't know Jason ever tried it.
Yeah, twice.
Jason Rowe, right?
Yeah. So
and then he has a younger brother.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah. Jason Rowe was out there.
You're right.
And he was flipping and stuff like that. He was killing it in the foam pit, and he went to dirt. I think he went on to do it again.
Yeah.
And was successful, right?
No, he did the same thing.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that.
Jumped off again. So he got like 3/4 of the way through the flip and just ejected straight down. Cause
you look forward and you lose your momentum, all that shit.
Well, you know what the biggest thing is like from a pit, you jump, the pit's only so high, it's not as high as the landing is, and you jump in like halfway into the pit. So,
it's nowhere near the same.
So you can watch the pit for so much longer as you come around into it and know that you're into the pit. Well, first time you go to a landing, it's like, wait, because now all of a sudden your point, instead of being like flat like this, now your point's all the way up here. So now you're like blind until you get all the way over top of the landing. So all of a sudden you're like land, you know.
Right. Especially for your first time and shit like that.
Exactly.
I understand that.
So I was told.
Never good at it.
I was just told by Travis and Chuck. So I did it at Travis's originally. I went home. I flipped to dirt. I actually crashed doing a double grab. I missed my handlebar and landed in some bumps and ended up like landing on my leg and smashing my thigh really bad. So then we went in the winter tour, so I was like, I'm not even going to flip because I don't want any cheese. I don't want it getting out that I can flip, and then cheese getting waved in front of me and me flipping metal to metal for the first one to fucking ground, you know what I mean, inside on concrete and shit. So I'm like, I'll wait until after winter tour, and I went to Travis's. I was planning on doing like 4 in the pit and then going right to dirt. And I pull a couple times, and Travis is like, he goes, is your clutch slipping? And I was like, no. And he goes, could you be engaging your clutch? And I said, I ride my finger on the clutch, so that's very possible. And he says, well, because you know how when people flip and it goes wing off the end of the ramp? And I go, yeah. He goes, yours just goes bop.
just bogs on.
So he goes, go turn around and do exactly what you take your finger off the clutch and do exactly what you did. So I take my finger off the clutch and I could rip the shit out of the gas and pull really hard, and I did 1.5. Oh, dude, I did 1.5. So then my next 6 months were like, because I didn't live by a pit. Travis was 4 hours from here, and then Chuck's, was like 11 or 12 or something. Maybe it's further than that. But I was always in Georgia. I think I'd moved to Georgia. So Chuck was 11 and Travis's was like 12 or something. So whenever I got within 6 hours, I would go to a pit for like 2 days. So it took me a couple months, like 4 or 5 months to convince myself that I had to pull that light. And then I did it at Chuck's house. And Chuck is just like, I don't care what it feels like. Do not let go. Do not jump off.
That's shit too.
Huh?
It's the same shit that what's his name said to the lady that was in the movie Titanic. And I always let go, man. That's why I was never good at flipping bikes.
So when you did start flipping, Clint, did you have your finger on the clutch?
Got it.
Finally got it down, or what?
That's the only time I take my finger off a clutch.
I can't ride with my finger off the clutch. It feels it feels weird.
No, like even switchblades, I'd push on my clutch to get myself back down and stuff.
Yeah. Are you talking about with your wrist?
No, with my finger.
With your finger on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just, I always hit the bar stop. Hold on, I gotta get a charger. My studio person didn't do this correctly.
She bailed out on you? The studio person?
Yeah, dude, she's got she's like two people. She's got herself and my son, and I only have myself.
She should be twice as smart and twice as fast.
There's two brains in there, but there's two in mine, too. Three.
There's infinite brains.
What does he have?
You should talk him into starting up his bike in the house.
Testicle brains? What has he got?
Yeah, no, but start the bike. Tell him to start the bike. That can't go wrong.
He can't be convinced into that with all of his brains.
Just talk.
I seen it cleanly.
Let's see if we can.
He's got rat fink on his bike.
Does he have what?
He's got rat fink on his bike.
He does.
What about my bike?
He is the rat fink.
Let's talk about rat fink.
Hey, why don't you run levers for like heel clickers and stuff? Flip levers.
What do you mean? Heel clickers?
Yeah.
Heel clack?
Yeah.
Are you making fun of my bike or something?
No, I'm making fun of people that run flip levers and don't do flips.
Oh yeah, dude. You see, there's tons of them. But you know what? It's funny. I want to make this thing. It's like like a fuzzy cattail.
Yeah.
And put it on those when the guys don't do flips because it's like a raccoon tail. Because pretty much to me, it's just decoration when they don't use it.
Well, I flipped for a long time, but I didn't do tricks with the levers, so I just took them off eventually. I was like, I ain't doing no fucking tricks. What the fuck do I have these things on here for? Just extra shit on my bike.
For, like KODs and stuff like that. I've seen guys do like killer KODs with it.
Yeah.
But I always used my when I did KODs, the more I can loop the bike out. Like I said, man, I haven't done a really good KOD in a while, but when I loop the bike out more, and then for the most part, I would never have to use my levers, and they could be like that, and I could just use the top of my hand to get back on, and or kind of twist the handlebar. You know what I mean? So it kind of hits the bar stop, and it kind of brings you back.
Yeah, well, it's because then you're pushing on it with your bars, kind of.
Right. Yeah, but it brings you back real quick.
Yeah.
And, but I always learned that if you throw a big one, but I can only imagine if I only had those raccoon tails on my bike, probably throw a sweet killer KOD and probably throw that backflip in the middle of it and not even know I did it. Just accidentally do a KOD to a backflip.
You may do a front flip. You'd probably do a front flip if you jump forward that hard. What was that?
That was my wife saying, yeah, it has. Oh, I thought you asked me. My wife's being a smartass in the background. I didn't know this was Jerry Springer.
Could have been your son from the womb.
Oh, dude, it's funny. One time I made a joke, and I seen a hand came out, and I gave it a high five right back in.
He's already got your sense of humor.
Yeah, that was a cute little moment we had.
How far along's your wife?
Along.
That's the best time to make jokes. Like, they love it.
Oh, yeah, but, I said this to somebody the other day. I said I could crack all the jokes I want. I could say stupid shit to piss her off because I could run faster than her. But I always have to remind myself that I do sleep in the same bed she does. You always got to be careful.
Nick's
be on Jerry Springer in a heartbeat.
Yeah, she could be like, well, I can't sleep. I got a baby kicking.
I just don't want to, sleep forever, What is that? Screenshot of what is that?
That's who you get catfished by.
Oh, dude, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. They're taking pictures of me.
Is your screen cracked?
Yeah.
What are you, fucking 17-year-old chick?
I had it on my seat, and I jumped out of the truck.
And then what happened?
And then it didn't survive after that. It fell right onto the face, and that was the end of it.
Well, you know what? Ever since I got this case, I'm not going to advertise for them. Go ahead and get your EBE case at any Walmart near you. It's just a sticker. Dude, this thing saved my ass so many times because I've broken so many phones. My wife went out and learned how to fix phones because I kept breaking them.
The dude that came to change out the internet that made it suck, he had a fucking outer box and it fell out of my attic. Shattered his phone. I was like, why are you even carrying this tank around?
Yeah, it sucks, dude. I always have money on me. I have shit tons of money in my pocket, but I don't ever have any money because when I pull that phone out, the money sticks to it and I always lose it. I probably could sue OtterBox for a lot of money if that's OtterBox. I don't want to get them in trouble for no reason.
Yeah, like no one's tried that.
I'm sure somebody has, Nick.
No one's tried it ever. There's no class action suit.
Fuck, dude.
You just researched it.
I gotta pee.
Sitting up or standing down?
Standing down. Standing down.
So what's up? Oh, didn't you do some stunt work?
Huh?
Didn't you do some stunt work? For some
the
movie
last
stuff?
thing I did was with Usher.
Oh, just a little name.
Huge name.
Did you have to dance?
Huh?
Did you have to dance?
With him?
Yeah.
No, he danced with me.
For the video. You led
No, we just did wheelies. It was a while ago. It was like all the like Triller was there, Wacker was there, Shay was there from New York, the Go Hard Boys guys and Buddy. Bikes were banging. Huh? Shay from New York, yeah, the Go Hard boy. Boys, whatever. There's more than one, I guess.
Does he pop wheelies?
Yeah, that dude, they're fucking badass. He's got a whole deal going on. Dude, they're doing great. And that's where I met Shay and Buddy, and I remember it was the Look Back Kid. And so Usher, we went out there and did some wheelies for Usher. And, man, dude, the crowd, there was almost 80,000 people there.
Was it a concert?
Yeah, it was one of his concerts.
Cool.
His shoes were, I don't know. I mean, I swear to God, if the city really paid enough money to put as much reflection that went into his shoes on the street, I don't think people would miss lanes. Because if you took a picture with him next to with those shoes on, it would blind you. And I have a picture somewhere. I have to look it up. The shoes were very reflective.
You gotta be if you're Usher, right?
I guess so. If you want your shoes to outshine yourself.
You know Usher doesn't want to be outshined by some shoes.
No. But he's a cool guy. I like Usher. I'm trying to think what else I read.
Wait, how did Usher come into this? I missed it.
He did. He jumped at one of his concerts. But didn't you actually do some movie stuff?
I did. Channing. I did. I did the Charles Angels thing with Pink. The music video for Charles Angels. This is a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
And the movie too, or did you? Because they had Renner and stuff was in that movie, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was done down in it was Long Beach, I think. And Chuck was in it too, as far as the music video. And then I also did Supercross the movie.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
With Channing Tatum. Channing.
That was Channing Tatum in that?
Yeah.
No.
Special Mike or...
Special Mike. Special Mike. That's the best. Oh, shit.
God, there's a meme being made right now.
Mike,
Special Mike. There's a kid that's slow with a little G-string on, dancing around the Special Mike.
I'm just sitting here thinking of a meme I'm going to make, and I'm like, no, I don't even want to do all that Googling.
Don't look at Special Mike. It's going to scare you. So, with Special Mike and then Jennifer Morrison, And then the other person, I don't remember his name, but they came out and remember the cabin?
The cabin?
Yeah, it was a place up by my old place in Santa Cruz. It was called the Cabin. Mike Minetta with the big old truck. God bless his heart. I don't know where he's at. I hope he's all right.
I don't think I ever went up to the cabin.
Yeah, so we did that out there. Basically, I was the female. They had me dressed up in a wig and airbrushed my chest and my arms and put tits on me, 2 different sizes.
Oh, yeah?
One blonde, one brunette. And it's funny because you don't look super hard or super rad when you go to the catering truck and you ask for like a fucking chicken sandwich and you're all airbrushed and you got boobs on it.
What did they airbrush on your arms? Like, why would they airbrush your arms to make them look more like a chick?
Because she didn't have tattoos and I did.
Oh.
So they had to sponge me every single day because they're like, well, don't take the makeup off. I was like, all right. 2 hours every single day to get it sponged and then airbrushed. But I went home and I didn't want to go home looking like fucking Ken doll, even though I do really. But I didn't want to look like Ken doll, the plastic toy. So I would fucking go there and I'd scrub that shit off and go back.
And then go back and sit there for 2 more hours.
I mean, yeah, it sucked every single day.
You were like, dude, now you know what it's like to be us. You've been on both sides. You know, you have
both sides of the spectrum, huh?
Yeah, you've had tattoos, and then you went back to not having tattoos, right? And you were just like, man, this life is not for me. The non-tat
famous Olympian.
I can't even handle the non-tat life, bro.
No, yeah, dude, my chest was all tattooed because I had the boobs too, you know, like, so I almost had a V-neck with sponged and airbrushed you know, like, so literally if I took my shirt off right now, I would look like Ken doll with a V-neck of just, I don't know, Caucasian color.
Awesome.
No, it was horrible. And then I crashed and I scratched up my arm and they sent me back down to makeup and told me to do it again. I missed the holy grail.
As the chick?
I completely missed my bike.
As the chick?
As a chick, yeah. And you see my pigtails go up and everything. Roll down the windows.
Dude, I'm going to watch that now. I really want to...
Remember evolution ramps?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was an evolution ramp set at 80 feet at Mike's house. Second gear really on it. And they kept having me doing a rock solid, holy man to rock solid or something like that to make it look like, I don't know, I look cool or something. Make the chick look cool. And I missed the entire seat. I just went down without the bike. I hit a man lift. The only thing I did was mess up makeup on my arm to makeup. And dude, there's been times where I fell over on my bike and I think I sprained an ankle. And this fucking crash was bad.
Yeah, you can't. I tell people all the time, you can't ever tell, man. Sometimes you bail off some shit 40 feet in the air. You slide out of it.
And then stupid shit happens.
Yeah.
Like at my old house where I came up short and broke my ankle and told you about it. And good shit out of me, you, and everybody else.
Last time I jumped this man and fucking come up foot short, broke my ankle. I'm like,
gotta do it.
What? And then he's like, so-and-so went long, broke their arm. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? What is your plan here? Punk us all? Are you trying to punk us all here? Just shutting us down.
It was so bad. You know, dude, I think that was the scariest I've ever been to jump my own goddamn jump in the backyard. And Kenny Bell told me, he goes, dude, Johnny, that fucking ramp setup is a little ridiculous. And he's right, because it was set up as like a step up, you know?
This is all the stuff he's telling me as I'm like, no, I got it. I'm like, no, I know how fast to go. I got it. And they're like, wow. And I'm like the worst head case ever already on my own, totally on my own volition. I'm fucked. And now these guys are just like, wow, you're not going fast enough. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm wrapped second.
Hit it.
Huh?
Dude, if you measure it out to where I was landing, it's about 80 feet, I think it was, 78 feet. And because it was such a big step up, man, dude, I was screaming second gear. screaming. Yeah. It was screaming at me. Like it was a 4-stroke and sounded like a 2-stroke.
No, you were on a 2-stroke?
Oh my God, so listen to this. So I make a stupid joke, and I go, it was a 4-stroke, and it sounded like a 2-stroke. It was a stupid joke, and my wife in the background yells at me and goes, it was a 2-stroke.
I'm glad she's there to keep you straight, man.
Yeah, she is, man. That was cute.
Gotta be correct.
My God, it's a 2-stroke.
Hey, we need to do better ads, but then we could run some EBE clothes.
Yeah, dude. Well, ever since hey, here, Addie, come here. Because look at the EBE shirt. This is my stepdaughter. Everything's been put on the back burner, but we got to make more stuff. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, because of the baby. I'm hungry. All right, well, go to your mom and ask her.
It's on the back burner right now.
Okay. Yeah,
she goes, oh yeah, like she took when I said literally, like it's over there on the stove on the back.
So what does EBE stand for?
It's just the first 3 letters of my last name. Doesn't stand for too much.
EBE.
EBE. Yeah, EBE. It's more like EBE, but because my last name is Ebenal, a lot of people would call me Ebby.
See.
Call me Ebby, and Colin would call me Ebby and stuff like that. I'm sure people that didn't like me call me Ebby. I don't know. It just was like, well, we're gonna make a product. What kind of name are we gonna do? And first, it was just EB, and I think that was taken. So then I drew the E backwards and the B with another E, and so it made it like really fancy, you know.
Yeah, it looks just like a cool design if you don't know that it's an EBE.
Yeah, well, it goes. So if I'm in the mirror, it's always spelled the same way. No matter what.
True.
So if I'm driving and I cut you off,
the camera flips it.
It's still the same way.
Yeah, the ad always works. It's future proof.
Handstand, you know, you can't handstand and not look the same way. Well, I guess you're right. Well, the B will be a little different.
You need to put it on the front of your truck, so that way whether somebody's looking at your truck or they see you in the rear view mirror, it's still the same way.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just getting stickers on the mirrors, you know, so when I cut somebody off, unless they're driving backwards to me, it won't be any different.
This is getting complicated as well.
Yeah,
why don't you drive around and stick stickers on other people's mirrors?
I got arrested. I did 10 years for that. Just got out last March.
For stickering stuff?
Huh?
For putting stickers up?
On cars, I got in trouble. I put it on the mayor's cars and shit like that.
Come on.
No, I didn't. I don't ever litter. I don't dare. I've never done anything bad in my life.
Litterer.
I've done some stupid shit.
But nothing bad.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Everybody else right now that knows me, heard me say that, just laugh their ass off.
Let's give them a moment to finish that laughter. Start back up.
Absolutely. So what's next for you guys? So with this whole podcast, what's the whole what would you guys do it just for, motocross fans?
We need a reason to drink Tuesday nights.
Hangovers, that's the goal usually.
To get it's like drunk history.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I like it.
If I could wake up Wednesday and be like, fuck, and it was usually good.
You go, what did I do last night? Oh yeah, I'll listen to it.
I was podcasting. I was out casting pods.
That's right.
Doing the cast.
Pods.
Do you know Adam Barker?
Huh?
Adam Barker?
Adam Barker.
You don't know?
It sounds. I don't know. Maybe.
I figured California guy. No, he did films, videos. Fresno Smooth, Chapter 1, etc.
Yeah, fuck, dude. How bad is? Well, I don't know. To me personally, probably not. But maybe I met him through somebody. Maybe probably through Seth or I don't know. Fuck. But
he also did M80.
Yeah, M80 and all that shit. Yeah. And you worked on that?
He did it. That was his show.
Okay, well, shit. I don't know. I may have met him. Okay. I don't want to say I didn't, but I don't want to say.
Well, I was just asking if you knew him. I'm trying to get him on the show. I heard.
Are you in contact with him?
Yeah, I heard rumors that not from him. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a rumor.
That's why it's a rumor.
Yeah, I heard from Chuck, so it's a pretty good source. Said that they're doing a Fresno Smooth 2, or it's in the works or something.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so.
Freaking rad, dude. Saving babies and helping nuns or something like that.
Go.
I can't remember.
That was the original was. And working for Ron Jeremy.
That's right. Good old Ron was in there.
Not for anything more than my own entertainment, I want to pitch him my alien mushroom movie.
Ron Jeremy?
Let's hear this. What is...
When you're pitching, who's catching?
You've already heard it, Nick, for sure.
Well, I clearly forgot it. Alien versus what? Mushroom?
No. So, I mean, I gave you too much already. Everybody's going to know what the movie's about if I keep telling it. All 12 people that listen to this. Which will probably be the only people that'll buy the fucking movie, you know what I mean? So I'm really, shooting myself in the foot by explaining the plot.
That's what you charge, $200 a movie. You make a lot of money.
It's a cult classic.
Cult
$200 times 12?
Yo, how about, did you...
2 minutes.
So when Fresno Smooth first come out, when the Fox catalog came to the house, I was looking through and it said Fresno Smooth, and I was like, I'm ordering this. So I call up Fox the day that I got the catalog, and I'm like, hey, I want to order, this, and that, Fresno Smooth, and they're just like, we don't have it available. That's not available. It's discontinued or something. And I was like, what?
Australians.
I'm like, the catalog literally showed up to my house just today. I just walked in the house with it and called you guys, and so.
That's when you have to do shit like this. You got to get fucking Joe Schmo on the phone and Skype him and be like, see my fucking catalog? It says it's in stock.
I'm pretty sure this was early 2000s or something, 90 something. When did that come out? Probably 2000s, early 2000s.
What, Fresno Smooth?
Yeah.
Before that.
That was late 90s.
Yeah, I think it was before 2000.
Well, so
98 or 99.
We didn't have fucking FaceTime, bro.
FaceTime.
Would have been an act of God for me to talk to that guy via video fucking chat at the time.
It's like, what's his name?
Unless he was a 50-year-old catfish pretending to be a young girl.
That's an old-ass catfish, I'll tell you that.
And then he's like...
Probably in New Orleans.
He's like, come into the chat room with me.
ASL.
I trust him.
Hee. I like it when dudes text hee. I'm like... fuck. I feel like
you got 2 dudes in your house. Hee.
I feel like girls even get cut off at a time when they're no longer allowed to write hee, age-wise.
That's the only way I'm gonna laugh to you from now on.
Yeah. Hey, Rick, what do you think about hee? Hee.
Or is it text?
I think it's Chinese. I don't know.
It is. It's like a little Asian girl going hee.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, instead of ha. Hee.
Oh, okay.
See, it's weird. Unless you're like a under 20, I don't know, 4-year-old girl, it's kind of weird.
What? 100 what?
Under a 24-year-old girl, like 24 or under. Maybe we can let them go a little bit further, but I feel like...
He. Right there.
I feel like exactly he did. That's a he. Exactly. It's very feminine, or a little kiddish way of laughing. I agree.
I guess so. And there's studies they say, when people put their hands over their faces because it's like a natural thing to do to laugh, but I don't get it.
Well, it depends on what culture. depends on cultures. Like I think like
Well, Santa Claus ho-hos, but he puts his hand on his stomach, so it's totally different.
Does he, or is it on his balls?
That's the bad Santa.
He's a fat fuck. We don't know.
That's what the problem is. Santa's too fat to grab his nuts, so he just puts it on his belly. But really, by all in all general purposes, he's trying to grab his nuts.
I've never known somebody give themselves their own reach around. I think Santa's the only person that's done it. He can treat himself just like he does to everybody else.
Do you think that Santa stands there and he goes ho 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 with his hand reached around his backside too?
Probably. I think that's where it started. With a bell in his hand.
Well, that's why he's so jolly, huh?
Yeah, and he had a bottle of Coca-Cola or something like that. A glass bottle, not the can.
He has...
And shit.
I don't know why he always has a glass bottle, but
because he still has the old Coke that had cocaine in it. He's still got like cases left.
Because he was flying around all fucking night, delivering fucking jumping
all night. How are you gonna pull that shit off?
Exactly. He's hauling ass. He's faster than shit.
The original
he's all throwing empty Coke bottles out, and he's like fuck recycling. And he's like dropping bombs everywhere.
Okay, the second energy drink, you have coffee and like tea, so maybe third. Tea, coffee, and then Coca-Cola with cocaine in it.
It was funny because Coca-Cola used to do that.
I know. That's why it was called Coca-Cola. And it was like a medicinal like they'd give it to you. Oh, what do you have?
Medicine or
yeah,
something
exactly.
Like that.
You have a cough.
Yeah.
Here's some cocaine, and you're like, I feel fucking amazing. I can still
dude,
go to
I don't feel
work.
sick anymore.
Yeah.
Everything's wonderful. I went out with Marty McFly with that black truck that he had with Doc and everything. Back to the Future.
You rode in Back to the Future too, or you drank that much Coke?
Marty McFly. That motherfucker must have been all hyped up on Coca-Cola. Yeah. Albert Einstein, his hair was wonderful, but anybody else after him, this has to be like hyped up on cocaine.
How do you know he wasn't? That was probably the proper era for him to be drinking cocaine Coca-Cola. Like, how come nobody's ever... They're like, oh, so-and-so used to have a drug problem. How come nobody's like, so-and-so used to have a drug problem? He drank Coca-Cola all day.
What is that? Is that a train?
It's a train. You gotta fucking drink when the train comes.
Oh. Did the train?
It's just an app I have that makes train noises.
Well, how come it didn't go...
I hit the train app and then we drink.
Does Tommy ever show up? Tommy the Train?
Yep. No, this is the other one. This was the green one. He showed up.
Asshole the Train that's really loud during your podcast?
Goddamn asshole.
I had to come up here to get the good internet that wouldn't allow video.
Yeah. Yeah, he bought faster internet so that we could not have video of him.
This is nothing changed.
I thought one day you said you got better or was that on your phone or something?
Yeah, at my house, and it's the worst. I'm still debating that whole situation. They're like, listen, we're going to give you 2 months, we're going to straighten it out, this and that. So I come to the office where I normally came. I don't know what's going on. I'm plugged in, I got a cable, I'm not even on the internet, I have like the Wi-Fi.
Are you on your phone?
I could probably go outside on T-Mobile and get fucking better service than this.
Go tap into the little phone tower outside.
Who's your internet provider?
Dude, it's Grant Park. Nobody even knows. It's MediaCom. Nobody has that. What? It's not like Comcast or fucking...
What? Who?
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, Grant Park's...
Grant
Park's...
tower. Like
internet tower.
Grant Park's Andy Weeks owns the internet there. And he's selling it to all you guys.
No, nobody owns shit.
That's what our friends... Yeah, right. Dan's dad owned the internet in fucking Dodge City.
I know that guy. He's kind of a dick. This is a different guy. that's the wireless internet. Mediacom is like the local cable company that like comes through cable.
Cox.
Yeah, massive Cox.
Yeah, just everywhere, all over your face when you're taking a shower or something.
Just Cox. Trying to use the internet, Cox.
There's Cox for business
making
too.
hot dogs and Cox show up and stuff like that.
Cox for business.
Call them. You just talk to Cox. Yes, no way out of this. There's just Cox everywhere. We're all getting fucked.
When you call in, they're like, "Hey, all of our Cox are busy right now."
But if you just wait a minute, get the fuck next.
To you in this minute, male or female.
Get right to it. So yeah, fuck my internet. Where we at?
Yeah, what else is new? What's going on, man?
Let's talk about Clint's comedy. Did you do a show this weekend, Clint?
No, I got one coming this coming weekend.
What is it, like stand up?
Yeah.
Do you sit down or stand up?
I stand up.
Stand up. Oh, stand up in it.
And he's an off man.
And I take the mic out of the stand and I squeeze it in front of my face.
Oh, just like you did with Cox Network. You stood up in
it. Right. That's right.
Fuck yeah.
You know, not too tight though, but just like a healthy grip.
Bashful, kind of healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you do the race around the lake?
I did not, and
why?
A little bummed about that because
Shane's your boy.
Well, no, my wife's pregnant.
So you're bummed that you didn't get the race because your wife's pregnant?
Well, I mean, if I'm up there and the baby comes out on the track or something like that.
Well, I would advise her not to race.
I guess you're right. I mean, she could drive herself 3 hours away.
Well, I just think she probably shouldn't be. She could probably hang out at the track, but I don't suggest that she races.
Hey, but did you see all the guest people that were supposed to be there?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so one that really stuck out to me was, let me make sure I get this right.
Brett Michaels?
Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner.
Nuh-uh.
Bruce Jenner, that dude was supposed to be there?
It was one of the other ones. Was it not?
Well, then Brent Hines, you know, he's a good friend of Shane, and I know Brent really well.
I don't know who Brent Hines is.
Gossler, Zach.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not listening. I know he doesn't like that. There was a bunch of people that were supposed to be there, but you know,
Zach from Saved by the Bell, Nick.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know that he's
actually a really cool guy.
Well, and he seemed cool, from which I've not seen very much on him. But his dad is I've seen Zach Morris a bunch. No, his dad is Mike Gossler, correct? Supercross mechanic Mike Gossler?
Yeah.
Do you not know this, Johnny? Are you confused right now?
Yeah, I'm very confused. I'm trying to look at shit right now.
Zach. So, what the fuck's his real name before I keep calling him Zach?
There was another Gossler that raced. So, Mike Gossler.
Oh, hold on, yeah.
Zach Morris is Mike Gossler, Ricky Carmichael's mechanic, like his nephew or some shit.
Fuck. I mean, it sounds about right.
You don't even know? I thought it was his kid. I thought that.
No, well, it's like his nephew. But that's for real, because I remember reading like
I think it all ties in together. I just can't remember.
He couldn't ride because he had like a thing in his contract or something.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. When you're that height, like when you're that deep into acting, you sign something saying you're not going to put yourself at risk because you fuck the whole thing up. You know, who's going to be saved by the bell when the guy gets hurt by the bell?
Yo, that's why Steve McQueen was so rad, because he was basically like, "Fuck you, I'm going to race my motorbike in the sand dunes."
So wait, what's this race around the lake? Is this the Troy Lee thing or something?
No, Shane Trittler sets it up.
Oh, okay. So the chick who won the 1976 Montreal decathlon.
That was Shane Trittler.
Who won the men's decathlon. That girl, she was there?
Oh, did you look at all the guests? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out when Bruce Jenner won it, and now they're saying a girl won it.
Oh, well, it's because he changed his whole life around or something, or she did.
Yeah, but they changed the record books, and they said like a woman won the men's decathlon.
It doesn't say that.
It does too.
You talking about this? I mean, I love Shane to death. He's like a dad to me. He's older than that. He's probably like grandpa. But he's got so I don't know. It's probably hard to see.
Yeah, your phone's really bright. What are you, blind? Why do you have your phone so bright?
No, I'm blind. I have a pair of glasses that I should be using right now.
He's like, I hate my battery life. I just want to fucking fry my phone.
Hold on.
So we got Caitlyn Jenner, Royce Clayton, Mark Paul Gosselaar,
Zach, right?
Yeah.
Good old Zach. And like I said, he's a good guy because when I first met Shane's the one that got me into freestyle motocross because I was working at Subway and I broke my shoulder and he said, finally, if I get consent from your mom, you come jump my ramp before you kill yourself. So he started letting me jump ramps and stuff like that. And we became two pieces of the pod.
Is that Shane Trittler?
Yeah, Petrie.
Dude, he was the announcer when they had the FMXA contest.
I gotta let my dog out.
They had the AFMXA contest in Pala, whatever.
Yeah, and he was the announcer?
Yeah, he was the announcer because, like...
Somebody's stealing something in the background.
Taking my dog out.
Oh.
She just take the dog out. This is your show.
She's standing next to the door, man. What do you want?
Just open the door, let her out.
I can't. We're in a condo.
The condo. Let her out.
Just tell everybody in the condo that you're letting your dog out.
We already had people cry about it.
Well, we don't want to upset anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be safe about it, Clint. I don't want anything happening. But yeah, so Trittler, after a while he started announcing a lot of things. Like we did the IFMA stuff together. If that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm thinking of the same person.
Yeah, Trittler. We call him P Tritty because he did that Puff Daddy video with that Puff Daddy video. We Ain't Going Nowhere with Ben Stiller in it.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, he jumps over the car and does a hill clicker.
Yeah.
They painted his face all, colored him up, and he had to get arm colored everything. I think
hill clicker and blackface.
Yeah, and then and it was just a quarter of the takeoff ramp over a car and does a hill clicker and lands flat, which is not big, but back then that was kind of not a big jump, but a kind of cool trick.
Especially if you're helmetless and you could fucking smack your head real quick.
Right. Yeah, just knock yourself out with your own 2 feet. No, but he had a helmet on because obviously I don't think you look too much like Puff Daddy.
I remember that though. Anytime you saw it, remember like back in the day, if you saw a dirt bike in anything, it was the coolest fucking thing.
And you knew right away who it was. Anytime I see anything on TV, I always try to figure out who in the hell is that? Who's doing it? And then, so somebody was telling me about, the new movie Chips?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have not seen it. A coworker came up to me and he goes, man, dude, really reminded me, I wanted to ask you, if you know anybody that was in it. I have not seen it, but I'm sure there's somebody in that movie that we all probably know or something like that. And the one cop, it has nothing to do with the real original show because the one cop is an ex-pro freestyle motocross rider.
Dax. I watched the promo on this thing.
I've never watched it.
Huh?
I've never watched it.
I have not seen it either, but the new movie Chips?
Yeah.
How do you make a movie about being an ex-pro freestyle motocross rider to become a cop? I feel like that's what I should be right now.
A cop?
Fuck yeah.
So go
on a bike doing sweet tricks over the freeway and saying, you're getting a ticket. And I, take your tags or something.
Yeah. Do you know Mike Kudrowski is now like a park ranger or something out there? Or no, Ty Wallace. Ty Wallace is a park ranger out there.
Zip tie?
Yeah. So, if you're illegally riding, I don't remember where it is.
Oh, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does he bust you?
Yeah. It's his job.
That's fucked
But he was like a homie, and then now he's busting you?
Maybe he only pulls over like quad riders.
I don't know the guy other than watching him ride Supercross in the fucking 90s, you know what I mean? But I know that you're not outrunning him.
I'm going to try.
You're donezo.
You could probably outfall him and get hurt really bad and get out of there.
Yeah. Then you can go straight to the hospital and then try to escape from the hospital.
Outrun him, just eat shit really bad, and you're out of there real quick.
Just wake up in custody.
I didn't even know where I was at. I was under a spell or something.
Wake up handcuffed to your hospital bed.
You didn't know what the hell was going on, dude. I plead the fifth.
The zip tie must have got me.
We need to have him on here. Just heckle him about busting riders. Bullshit, bro.
But you know how cool of a job that is, though? I probably wouldn't bust anybody, but you damn know I'd be sitting there.
How's that your job then?
I'd probably have tickets, like, on my boots. Actually, you know what I have? You know how you have tearaways on your goggles?
Yep.
I would have tickets on that shit. You know what I mean? So I'd be jumping around. I'd be pulling a tear off, and I just throw it on them and slap on there and stick and a ticket. And they have to report to the court. That's how badass I'd be. I don't know how I'd write down what the problem was. I'd just tear that thing off and just bam, dude, and I go to the next person.
Bam.
Yeah, driving without a
registration.
See the court for the fine. I don't have time for shit.
Talk to the judge about it. If I see you out here again, it's not going to be a tear off.
You'd have flip levers up, throwing off fucking tickets.
Yep.
Just to make sure you loop out.
You're going to corn up after that point. That's mine. Is that a train?
So did you grow up free riding a bunch?
That's what I did, yeah. Like I said, I started riding when I was younger on the Can-Am. And then I started just riding out in the hills. Mainly, like, when I got the Kawasaki.
Where did you live? Where'd you live?
Castaic, California.
So what was, like, the place by you, if you're allowed to say? I don't want you to get in trouble with the fucking free ride police like I did.
No, it was my house, like, where I grew up. Dude, where I grew up, we didn't have electricity, phone. We had a generator.
What are you, 150? What is going on here?
I think Frodo, like, from the Ring, Lord of the Rings, was next door. That's how long ago it was. But we grew up on well water, all that crap. And
listen, my parents had well water. Don't make like that's fucking... You're out in the sticks. We got a well. Shh, don't tell the government. We got our own water.
That's why the bus didn't show up. So the only thing that showed up there was the guys on the bicycles, and I hated those guys.
Who guys?
But there was only the spandex bicycle guys that were like bad. Like, oh, you can't be here. I'm like, no, fuck you. I've been here for 20 years. Your pants have been inside the washer or dryer for 20 years too. So can you kind of untighten those?
Wait, so the cops will come in on the bicycles?
No, dude. Where I grew up at,
or they're trail riders. Fuck those mountain bike trail riders.
What's up?
They were mountain bike trail riders?
Years later, but when I was growing up, there was nothing back there because there was a jail. So you would have to go, like, it was called Tapia Canyon, and you'd have to go up through that canyon and get to my house. It was like an almost 2.5 mile dirt road drive to my house, and there's only 3 families that lived back there at the time, and still do. Actually, I know the guy that bought the old house. It's so weird. But, yeah, so we were on well water. We had no electricity. We had a generator, all that crap. And that's where we grew up. So I grew up driving go-karts and that kind of crap. My neighbor had quads. I think I almost fell down a cliff riding his quad, and I got in trouble. I got really scared. And then after that, we got these little 50s, and we started, little go-kart 50s or whatever, little lawnmower 50s. And, like the old school ones where it's like a lawnmower. Yeah.
That's what I started on, a Rupp.
Yeah, so the same kind of shit. And then finally got that Can-Am, and then blew that thing apart. got the Kawasaki, and I was riding the hills, dude, and I taught myself how to do tricks and how to shovel lips and all that kind of shit. And I remember I was working at Subway, and I started flagging, like I was telling earlier, at the track in Gorman. And I knew who Shane Trittler was because he was the guy who paid me to fucking flag on the weekends. And at that time, Shane just got into freestyle. And it was getting big, you know, he was going against Deegan. He was actually riding at Mark Paul's house. He had a ramp there. And I eventually went over there and shit like
Zach
that.
Morris?
Huh?
Zach Morris?
Fuck yeah, dude. Ding, ding, ding.
He had a ramp in his yard?
We'd ask pants.
He had a ramp at his house?
Yeah, Trittler had a freestyle jump in the
Trittler
front
or
yard.
Mark Paul?
Ashley Canyon.
Wait, so did Trittler live with Mark Paul Gosselaar?
I'm sure he probably did at night.
Well, I'm confused. You brought him up and you said he had a ramp. I thought you said he was riding a ramp at his spot.
His backyard?
Yeah. I thought he was going over to Mark Paul Gosselaar's spot. Tiffany Amber Thiessen was like in a bikini, like sitting by the pool.
You should have seen it.
And Trittler's just airing out like the fucking ramp in the backyard.
No, it was the front yard. Straight up frontal.
He had his pool in the front yard too?
Oh yeah, backyard, front yard, didn't matter. It was all over the place.
Sick.
So media wasn't around yet. It would have been amazing. But so anyways, yeah, so Mark Paul had that nice, place for the ramps and shit, and so Shane was out. I remember seeing my first fucking it was like a lazy, oh dude, you're gonna laugh because the lazy boy, you do a lazy boy or whatever. Now everybody's doing it upside down. Fuck, it's probably 360 lazy boys, but do you remember Jeff Tilton?
Yeah, of course. The full tilt?
Okay. Full tilt, yep. So after I met Trittler, and
is that the full tilt?
There it is. There it is. It is. Totally like this. Oh my.
More belly. There you go. There it is, full tilt.
My arms up high enough?
No, you gotta leave. No.
He was in better shape than I was.
Hey, roll your shoulders back. There you go. Yeah, your arms don't need to be so high. Just roll back more.
Hey, and then he was done with those no hands. Guess what he didn't do? Touch the handlebars. Straight to no hand lander.
I'm pretty sure he just full tilted all the way to no hand to lander.
Yeah, no, he didn't do a bar check or anything.
He didn't put his arms forward. He didn't put his arms forward. He just all the way.
He probably over jumped on purpose, and when he did that, he probably the air around him slowed him down a little bit.
Slowed him down.
For a softer landing, I don't know physics, but it just looks like the physics, makes sense.
So how did he was doing Lazy Boys?
No. So Trittler was out there doing all the Lazy Boy shit, and I remember my first time hitting a ramp, and I swear to God, dude, seeing Jeff Tilton for the first time, I seen him do a whip. I'm like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Seeing somebody jump 75 feet for the first time blew me away back then. I was a little kid, And then when I saw the full tilt, this is insane. This is what I want to do. Because I was working at Subway, and I'd always ask Shane, I was like, hey, can I come hit your ramps? He's like, no. I was like, can I come hit your ramps? He's like, no. And I'd make him, maybe a turkey sandwich sometimes. Sometimes he might have, mixed it up with a club sandwich.
How about his toppings? Did he get a lot of toppings or no? Was he plain?
He got a lot of toppings.
He loves the toppings.
Yeah, he got a lot of toppings.
Shane Trittler, Veggie Nut. That's going to be the fucking the headline.
We need to get Shane on here.
Yeah. Ask him. It was terrifying. I almost quit because he came in so much. And then... well,
you thought he was just flexing on you.
After that.
You thought he was just flexing on you. You were like this fucking supercross guy. Like he was like a mini. I've seen some pictures posted of the 90-something, 80s.
The Hoffman?
No, he was like a mini name out there in California.
Oh out there, dude. Triller was rad, dude. And you heard about that story. Well, anyways, I'll go back to mine real quick. Anyway, so he told me I was at work with a broken collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, like, earlier, like, he goes, well, I'll let you jump the ramp if you let me meet your parents or my mom and my grandparents. And anyway, there's history. But that's history. But as far as, what the fuck were we talking about?
Here we go. The podcast is right on course now.
I'm trying to go through my head so fast that I fucking forgot.
Shane Trittler wanted to meet your mom. Wait, no.
That's bad. Okay, that's right. So, like that whole story with Trittler where he was in the 90s racing, I think it was Hoffman, and he was being lapped, but Shane wasn't doing bad, but he was getting lapped. And it was a step down. I don't know what track it was. And so Hoffman went to go around him.
Huffman. You're talking about Damon Huffman?
Yeah, where he fucking launched off the back of the bike and landed.
And yeah. That was Shane?
That was Trittler, man. And there was a report out for video of that shit. No one ever, it's just a story told. And I remember talking to Shane about it. He goes, yeah, I felt shame, Like, it's like he really did something wrong. He felt so bad because I guess Hoffman's dad was yelling at him and shit. But he felt like shame. Shane felt shame for what Shane did.
Listen.
On accident.
Complete shame.
You know what?
Nobody
Me and Shane did a trick after that. You remember before anybody was doing doubles? Me and Trittler went out there and did, we called it the Lover Boy. 2 guys, 1 bike.
No.
Ramp to ramp, 2 guys, 1 bike.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yeah, it was disgusting.
You actually did it?
Well, we did the bike thing, but not the other thing.
Well, not fucking, obviously, but like, it went ramp to ramp. Weren't we just talking about how dangerous ramp to ramp was, and then it's like, yeah, let's just fucking 2 guys.
Yeah, 2 guys, 1 bike, it's safe. You
didn't jump a full...
pilot and a co-pilot.
You didn't jump a full 75 feet.
No, fuck no. It was like 50 feet or something like that.
Get
But I remember Shane going, oh, dude, you could do so many tricks. Like, he goes, we can make, like, separate pegs in the back. And then when we go off the jump, you could do like a double man seat grab. And I'm thinking in my head, I was like, dude, my face is going to be right next to your ass. And
so that's what happened?
But now you look at it, there's like that brother and sister, right? Or something like that. Like cliffhangers up her back.
And then there's 2 brothers.
That's almost weirder, guys, is the brother-sister thing.
You think that's weirder than, So Ebenal didn't want to do it because he didn't want his face near a random dude's ass.
No, I did it, Clint. I did it.
You did it? Did you do double grabs though?
No, I had my hands around him. If you want to call that a double grab.
You should have jumped and then done a double grab off his hips.
I jumped.
And then pulled yourself right back into the seat.
Hard to let go. Have you ever met Shane?
Yeah.
Dude, they're so hard to let go. You can never let go of his hips.
No, Shane's rad. I like Shane.
Dude, Shane is awesome. I love him too. But man, you can't let go of those hips. But he had this whole vision in his mind, and that's what I love about Shane. He has all these great ideas, and he always talks about them. And he works hard to do things like that. I mean, like, I think he had the wrong person in mind. And that was me. I mean, I think I just took it too much to heart. You just can't let go.
You got feelings.
You going back to the door.
You caught feelings.
Ocean. Huh?
You caught feelings.
What?
You caught feelings. It was just supposed to be TDR.
Oh, yeah, feelings. Yeah, you don't like
you said you meant you could just let go, but you weren't that guy.
It was just...
No, I can't let go.
You were for the long haul.
It was just supposed to be TDR. 2 dudes riding.
2 dudes riding. 2 guys, 1 bike.
But then you guys...
let go.
But then
It was that door in the middle of the Pacific with that girl that, had plenty of food on that door and plenty of room to sit there and watch TV while her boyfriend died.
We've gone full circle right here. Right back to Titanic.
See?
Have you been making Titanic references the whole time?
Yeah, I started out with a few of them.
That's it. # Titanic. We had Titanic on the show.
Just a few Titanic references, not too many.
It was all about never letting go or letting go. It was either one.
Doesn't matter. We just tag anybody that we talk about so that it seems more important.
Yeah, we definitely want to tag Shane Triller in this.
Yeah,
and poor son of a bitch.
We
working on some memes.
We have to tag Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, is that a football player or something?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
See, we just talked about him, so now we can tag him.
How did we talk about him?
Everybody loves Tom Brady. I just brought him up so that we could tag him. Duh. What do you mean?
So you brought up Tom Brady like he was just Michael Jordan or something?
There you go.
You just tag people. You just like Michael Jordan, great basketball player.
That's right.
Fucking slam dunk.
Jeremy McGrath. Oh, tag.
Last time I saw Jeremy, it was with Chuck.
Oh yeah. Did you guys bro down?
That was a long time ago too. The motoped thing.
Yep. Were you
fun.
motopeding it?
Yeah, dude. I cut somebody off and they ate shit really bad.
That's right.
Really bad about that.
I remember seeing your rugged good looks in some motoped posts.
Did you see when I took that guy out?
Maybe.
All I did is jump. He jumped behind me, and I decided to pull right, and I didn't know he was behind me. Yep. And it wasn't, but I really took him out really bad.
So can we find that and post that for our viewers, listeners?
Yeah, we can probably find it on my Instagram. It's on there somewhere. I'll have to go through it. But it was really bad, and I felt shame.
It's going to take a while to find it because Johnny's wife is a photographer, so he's just got pictures out the wahoo.
Yeah. In the nude, too, but those aren't public yet. But we can make them public tonight.
Post them.
Hashtag public.
Hashtag public penis.
You're damn right.
You're damn right.
With an A. Mate.
What is that beeping? Whose alarm's going off?
That was me. It wasn't the dehumidifier. It wasn't me. I'm sorry. I got a lot of shit going on around here, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Can't be getting hassled.
You just do whatever you need to do over there. Don't worry about the show.
I don't gotta do nothing. I'm sitting over here. I'm
in the shower right now.
Trailer. I'm trying to get the right picture for the right meme.
I feel like I should be on Instagram just so I could see what you're posting over there.
I'm not posting shit yet.
Oh.
I just found somebody just thrown up in a toilet. From Shane Trittler's MySpace, it says.
Oh, yeah. Probably on his top 10, too. Top 8, whatever it is.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Do you really? Nick just found it.
I think that was
20 years ago?
did the top friends.
I don't know. Tom was a great guy. Him and I went to coffee every day.
Listen, Facebook is about equality. We're all equal friends. Nobody's.
Facebook. I want MySpace again, so I can put my friends like on a hierarchy.
The
chopping block.
They're gonna be like, "Listen, motherfuckers, you ain't that good a friend, all right? You're not in my top 8."
Man, I ran out of money.
Who owns MySpace now?
What?
Do you know who owns MySpace
Justin
now?
Timberlake.
Kevin Costner.
Laughter from the background.
Is it real? I'm pretty sure Justin...
Well, hey, you know, what's fake news when you just can't make it up, right?
Fake news. Hashtag fake news. It's getting tagged, too, on this.
Fuck yeah. Kevin Costner. Dude,
I actually do think that...
Wolves?
Huh? He has wolves?
Kevin Costner dances with wolves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He doesn't know what the fucking internet is.
Hey, you know that's dangerous. You can't dance with wolves.
What an idiot. What MySpace.
Idiot. Yeah, they don't have thumbs.
For some reason,
when you dance or not.
When you said Kevin Costner, Mel Gibson was in my head for some reason.
He's cool.
It's everybody's head.
Gibson's fucking cool. Kevin Costner's a fucking dork.
They're about the same.
I don't even think fucking Costner drinks. Mel Gibson gets wrecked.
Oh, Mel's like a little, yeah.
It's true.
And it's funny because I say Mel Gibson and I see Mel Gibson. But when I see when he's all fucked up and drunk and being an idiot, I just think of Mel. I don't know why.
I thought the same
Because
thing when
Mel
you started to
fits him
describe
perfect without his last name when he's all fucked up. There's Mel. Good old Mel, all fucked up, yelling at about Jews. All that, you know.
There he goes again. Another rant.
There he goes again. He got pulled over drunk as fuck, saying it's all the Jews' fault.
Off on the Jews because you got pulled over. It happens.
It's a movie about shit like that, and I don't get that
He was like, he was like, officer, what's your name?
Goldstein.
Goldstein, you fucking Jewish
I'm
son
not
of a
in
bitch.
the wrong. All the Jews. That's a trip.
He's like, what are you too cheap? Give me 3 miles an hour over the speed limit.
And then what's else? Gary Busey was the same way, right? He was like a little.
I don't think he went on. Like, he didn't get in trouble for like racist rants. I think
crazy.
He was just all fucked up on drugs, right?
Yeah, exactly. He was just super fucked up.
Fuck, you know his teeth have to be fake when he's slurring when he's not drunk.
Do you think his teeth are fake? That's what the problem is?
I don't know. They look too white and perfect.
I guess Busey does have. I was thinking of fucked up teeth. I was thinking he had the Cairoli teeth.
Some jacked up fucking Italian teeth?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how we got to this stage.
Yeah, that's what he kept going. Johnny keeps going, hey, what do we talk about on here? And I said, I don't fucking know. Whatever the
keep
fuck.
Keep going. Let's just keep venturing off.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's just change it up a little bit.
Actually,
you know what? My wife's phone is on a Safety Smooth Ride travel system baby chair, and it's upside down.
What?
Production.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you guys.
Production.
United States.
See? It's upside down, so it works really good. See, it's like, okay, so that's gravity. Remember I was telling you about the gravity?
Yeah, is that high gravity you got going on right there?
Yeah, so yeah, that's what happens.
Careful with that high gravity with the babies. They're light. Was that a deer or a dog?
It looks like a deer, huh?
That was a little fawn.
Speckled whitetail.
Pepper.
Oh, no antlers. Never mind.
There we go.
It's a doe.
She's a great dog. She'll bite the shit out of your fingers. Ow!
I love it.
Yeah, she's a good dog.
I love it when they bite my fingers.
You want her?
I try to teach them.
Oh, she'll bite the shit, man. Dude, if I have my hands on the other side of the fence, she'll bite me.
Can you guys see
She's
her?
already bitten a few people.
She's too dark.
What?
Can you see my dog or no?
No. Is it a lab?
No.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sticking my finger in her mouth, trying to get her to bite me, but she won't do it.
That's
Son of a
dangerous.
bitch. Useless dog.
Huh. A little meat on that finger.
Useless dog.
Watch, yell Pepper. I just want to see what happens.
Pepper.
Dude. Oh.
She's like, where's that coming from? Pepper.
Oh, and then the dog comes out.
Hey.
Oh.
Bite.
All right.
Get his fingers. Get his fingers.
Get his fingers. Make him bleed. Make him bleed. Oh my god. All right.
Man, I can't believe I'm gonna have to watch Supercrossed over.
What's up?
I can't believe I'm gonna have to watch Supercrossed. Was Shane in that? Was he the guy?
In Supercross?
Yeah.
The movie? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, that was me.
Supercross Ed. You were the girl.
I was the girl, yeah.
Who was
but
the
Shane
guy?
was in it. I think Twitch was in it, too. He did a backflip as the guy. I think. Dude, this is back in the day, dude.
I know, but you were there, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Were you? So how the fuck do you not know who else was in it?
Because I hit my head so many fucking times. I know Triller was in it. It was at we practiced at my old house. We went to the cabin. So Triller was in it.
Wait, so just you and Shane went to the cabin alone?
The writer that I said was...
Hold up. Is
writer?
The actor with his name on it?
No, but he was acting in the movie, but he was also a writer. I said, ooh, who's that?
Oh,
so-and-so, and he had his last
name. Oh, the racer.
Yeah, and he had his last name tattooed.
Oh, Tyler Evans.
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife's like, yeah, the fucking hot dude with the tattoo on
Yeah,
his
I
stomach.
heard her. You were like, I need to get more tattoos. Fuck it, I'm gonna be
So
covered.
now I got more.
Who's this guy think he
And
is?
she's still only talking about that one across his stomach.
It's just
I'm all blasted up. What the hell happened?
it's like, he's like, I don't have muscles, so I'm just gonna cover myself in tattoos.
Got two little fucking 6-packs on me.
Did you get a little 6-pack shading tattooed in?
I should have. Yeah, I had the boobs. They did a little shading on the cleavage.
Did they?
Like that. And it was 2 different bust sides.
They cleaved you out? I mean, on
No,
your
they cleaved me
tattoos,
out.
bro.
It was a black laced up shirt, dude. I got some boobs. And
I
I had
mean,
one wig was a
no,
brunette.
I'm talking about your actual tattoos. Like, so
Oh.
when they did your actual tattoos, you just should have had them tattoo like some pecs
Some abs on
and abs, yeah.
dude, like a 6-pack, like
Yeah.
it shaded in, like
Just shaded in
Hasselhoff.
underneath your tattoos.
Dude, you're right. Just shade around me. I need some shading done. So, like David Hasselhoff, get some stupid shit like that.
Why, does he have tattooed abs?
No, he just has chiseled abs.
Oh.
I
don't
chiseled
think,
abs myself.
I don't think David Hasselhoff has chiseled abs anymore.
Well, maybe they're fake.
He gets drunk like Mel Gibson. He and Mel Gibson should hang out.
But you know what? David
I
has
bet they're
a pretty
drinking
good thing
buddies.
going in Russia, right?
Yeah, he's singing.
Yeah, he's singing like super, like they love him out there.
I think it's most of Europe.
Oh, same thing, right?
It's not America, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
What else we talk about here?
I don't know. We're almost.
What do you got going on next?
Nick's inspecting roofs.
They're there.
There it is. That's your roof.
That's shingles. Come on.
The shingles. I had the shingles once. My wife's like, no, you didn't.
Pepper. Does Pepper like beer? Looks like she does.
I don't know. I've never seen if she like beer or not.
See, my dog's straight edge. You know, and
Yeah, I don't know if she would drink it or not.
it's a good thing because somebody's got to keep it together around here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? God, I got to get the beer away from my wife right now.
Makes the baby strong.
Down.
Yeah. It's like prenatal vitamins for the baby. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's perfect. It's got, hold on, there's high gravity.
It's got high gravity.
Yeah, and that does a lot for you. You know, the people that go to space, they have to be in really good shape.
Babies need high gravity.
Yo,
Well, they're inside right now. They have no gravity, so this is high gravity.
it's
Why they
like
come out like the other way?
all they're doing is if a pregnant mother drinks, all the baby's doing is pre-gaming life. Pre-gaming life, son.
What, what?
Pre-gaming for life. He's just getting all charged up on a little bit of beer, getting ready to come out of the womb. You know what I mean? He's ready for life to start.
Tipsy.
Yeah.
I said earlier, I said something stupid to her, and then she told me to shut up. It was, what did I say, Rick? That the baby's going to come out with a glass of Jack Daniels with the pinky out? He doesn't know. Thinking I was talking about Kevin Bacon. In some stupid movie. Flatliners. We saw a commercial today, and it was Flatliners, and he did that kind of movie like 60 years ago or something like that. But come out with a glass of hard-ass Jack Daniels. And, you know, he doesn't even drink it. He just spirals it and has the pinky out the entire time.
Just looking like a hard ass.
What is Flatliners about?
I don't know. People die, and then they sit there and they get this special power, and they're stronger than everybody else. But little do they know that when you do something stupid like that ghosts haunt you or something. I don't know.
I feel like you passed out and you watched a completely different movie in your dream.
No, I've seen it like 6
Ricky,
times.
what is the movie about?
That's what I got out of it. That's how this works, Rick.
What happens in Flatliners? Get her in here. What happens in Flatliners?
Well, when you flatline, you almost die.
Not you.
Right?
We realized that you already don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Look it up. She doesn't know.
We don't have the energy for that. We're just going to run with it. People die.
Kevin Costner and Kevin Bacon comes in there and
they weren't allowed to dance
with wine and stuff in their hands.
But they weren't allowed to dance with it. That's why they just held the drinks.
With Footloose?
Listen, people died.
What kind of crowd are we even listening, or what kind of crowd is listening to us right now?
People died in Beaumont, Texas.
There's 150 people listening right now.
How you doing, 150 people?
There's not. There's probably like fucking 2 people.
Hearts that go across the screen or thumbs up or something?
No.
There's 3 and I'm not one of them.
Fuck, man. We got 3 actual live viewers watching you.
Look, what about that one?
What about what one?
I just hit the heart button on my phone.
That doesn't have anything to do with that. It doesn't have anything to do. He's looking at YouTube live stream. There's 3 people on there watching.
I'm gonna thumbs it up just because I want to.
Thumbs it
I
up.
want that thumb. Can you do 2 thumbs though?
No.
No.
Not on the internet.
Come on, it's the internet. Where you been?
That's why it sucks. Sometimes I see pictures.
Dude, I'm still doing dial-up.
I'll scroll through pictures on Instagram and I'm like, God damn it, that whatever jump is badass, and I'll like it, and then I'll scroll through again and I was like, I want to like that again. I can't believe I can't re-like that.
Yeah, you don't get to like it 100% or none. You basically hate it or love it.
I'm gonna
You can't do 50%.
Yeah, no, like that was neat.
I'm gonna start unliking your guys' stuff just so I can re-like it again.
I'll do the same back to you. That's how I work.
Clint's a fucking liar. He's not gonna like it again. He's just gonna unlike it, and then be like, "Oh, I forgot about it,"
and unfollow you to even out to make me look cooler. That way I got more followers and less people I'm following.
Do you interact with all your followers? So these 150 people, do you interact with them and stuff?
No, I mean, I haven't looked at YouTube Live once. They could be in there in the chat room talking shit at us, and we don't even know.
I talk to them sometimes. Nobody ever
right now, because I would laugh my ass off to see what people would say.
No one's talking. I just checked.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they're talking. I talk to them, and then I'm like, I'll bring it up, and then Clint doesn't let me talk, so we don't get it in.
Shut up.
All right, so can we do something to get them talking?
I want to get another number or something.
How many fingers am I holding up? Ask them, the 150 people.
You're asking them.
How many fingers can you get the thing going down?
I think you need to insult them or go political if you want any sort of like interaction.
Tell them
Hey, listen, I'm only holding up one finger on one hand. How many fingers am I holding up, and which one is it?
Your middle finger, because you don't give a fuck, bro. You DGAF.
Well, damn it, Clint, you ruined it.
I guess that's not a finger, right?
No, that's not.
That's a thumb.
That's right.
For
the youngsters out there, these are all phalanges.
Here, no, we got people talking. So Jeff Briggs says, did he ride with Grant Teal? If so, whatever happened to him? What happened to him? This guy was...
Man, that's a long story.
That is
who asked that? What's his name?
Jeff Briggs.
Jeff Briggs, man, that's a long story. Grant Teal, amazing person. Amazing rider. Have you met Grant?
Oh, yeah. The first time I met Grant and...
Dude, so badass,
And
dude.
Jeremy Lusk was together. They were both together at Ramp Tramp IFMAs. And their first hits, they would just turned down the shit out of the ramp, and I'm like, that was literally the first time he hit the ramp. What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, I just turned down, whatever. They could throw a trick without even hitting it one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as Grant Teal, unfortunately, man, dude, he hit like rock bottom. I mean, like, there's been so many guys out there that try to help him, and the last I heard, you know, he messed up his femur or something like that, and he was on the streets, and
his leg got infected.
Yeah, got infected, and he kind of lost his mind. And you know, I pray, dude, I pray that he's all right. You know, like, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I'm just saying, like, I hope the motherfucker's all right. But he was a good rider, good person. Just got into some gnarly shit, man. You know, but I know Metzger tried to help him out, and that whole thing with his leg or whatever, I think really fucked him up. I don't know. I mean, like, can you hit your head that many times and it fucks with you or what?
I'm sure. The other thing is that I don't. I had doctors the whole time, but my infection in my leg was pretty gnarly, and I didn't really feel.
Because of surgery?
Huh?
Because of surgery?
Yeah. So I compound my tib fib, and it came out, and then the end of the bone got infected, and then the infection.
Bacteria or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. After surgery, then the incision split back open because the infection was so bad. And I really haven't felt like myself until a couple of months ago, to tell you the truth.
Like up here?
Yeah, like mentally. Like, I didn't realize it until I start feeling better or more normal. And now I'm like, whoa, like, I was kind of really fucked up for a while. And
I think you probably should, like, put that down on paper and, like, share that a little bit more, because, you know, who knows, that could have been the same thing that happened with Grant.
For sure, dude. You got to imagine anything like that, especially something, you know, an infection is going to fuck with you on more than one level.
Your body's going to try to fight it.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't even realize, but, like, so when the infection just started, even when I was very first hurt, I would pull my laptop out and try and do stuff, and I would literally sit there all day and not even do anything on my lap, not even open it. Just have it on the bed next to me and just lay there and just be like, well, this was even at the time when, right after I went 10 days in between breaking it and getting surgery. I don't think it was, I didn't do anything that week because that week sucked, or whatever, 10 days. And then after the surgery, I think the infection started already. So and the amount of drugs they were giving me. So
like antibiotics, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, antibiotics, and then I ran out of antibiotics, which obviously I shouldn't have. And they had paid me on like 5 different things for like nerve pain and blah blah blah, and you know, regular pain pills, and then antibiotics. And I mean, the thing is that, well, getting too crazy into it, you know, like even your bacteria in your gut or in your intestines or whatever kind of dictate your personality to an extent.
It can affect like your whole mood.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, think about the amount of drugs that they got you on. All that stuff kills all the good bacteria in your gut. So you know what I mean? I don't know. I was a friggin' zombie for like a pretty long time. And I didn't realize until I started coming like out of it that I'm like, oh man, like I can actually think now. This is crazy.
It was like resurfacing out of water.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that I was that, you know, fucked up from it. And then as I'm like becoming more aware, I'm like, whoa, like I really was actually super deep in a hole there. So, I mean, I could see how, especially, you know, and I don't know the situation, but I bet if you were recreationally doing some hardcore drugs at the same time throughout that whole thing, it would probably become deep, like fucking fast, super fast.
The last time I worked with Grant was the Travis Pastrana Thrillbilly thing that we did at the house with the monster trucks.
Yeah.
And dude, he was on point.
Yeah.
And then after that, and I would do IFMAs with him, you know. But then when I heard about him getting hurt, no, it was he got hurt, and then he got hurt, and then he got hurt, and then he got hurt over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I didn't keep in touch with him, like, you know, through the whole thing, you know, like it's like one of those things. Like, okay, I have his number. If he needs anything, he'd call me. But I wasn't checking in with him all the time. I never would ever think that Grant would get that way. And to hear that blew me away.
Yeah.
It's very sad. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that said the same shit about me because I fucking disappeared. The first time I talked to Kenny Bell, I went to Fitz's house. And I was with my buddy Ricky Gonzalez, and he was on the phone with somebody, and Kenny Bell's like, Ebenal's there? And he goes, I don't believe it. I just want to make sure he's alive. See it for my own eyes. Because I disappeared, but it was nothing like that, It was just a lot of things, but it was nothing like that. But, yeah, I can understand that kind of shit, man. It's a little deep and gnarly. But I hope he's all right. I don't know. Have you heard anything about him?
No, the last time I talked to him, he kind of was telling me about his hardships, and that was years ago now. I spoke with him on...
Was he on the streets then?
Yeah.
I hope he's all right now. But I know he's out here somewhere.
It was already, he had been staying on somebody's couch, and then he left there or something, and they were just like, same thing, like, we think he's just living, like, on the streets or something somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
super gnarly. Depressing.
Yeah.
Super depressing.
Let's get away from depressing.
All right, so this other dude was asking when you going to get into a whip contest, and then somebody else asked, what do you think about the X Games best whip bullshit? He's into Temecula.
It's funny, dude, because you know what? I used to do a lot of whip contests in the IFMA and all that shit. I would love if I went back to X Games and if I did anything in X Games, it would definitely be like best whip. But I don't know if I'm even near conditioned to go back in to do it. If I'm going to go against like McNeil, the guy's so badass. Yeah. I mean, everybody's badass at whips now. You got turn downs, you got all that shit. And as far as the bullshit, what was that question about that?
He said, what do you think about the X Games best whip bullshit? You're in Temecula. I don't know what that meant.
So I guess the accusations that Cantrell bought Twitter retweets. Did you ever hear that?
No.
So that's how like the best whip was judged. There were actually judges, but then a portion of your score came from.
Oh, so you have to like put a code in or something like that. You have to text in or something,
it's
right?
like how many times. So they're gonna post that they're doing X Games or something, I guess, and then however many retweets they get of their tweet counts as votes, I think. And,
I didn't hear that.
And you can buy retweets. So
retweet.
Josh Hill posted or tweeted something, or maybe it was Instagram. It was basically just a picture of a page that said buy Twitter retweets or some shit like that, and he just posted that page and he didn't say anything else.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about that at all.
Bro, come on.
Yeah, I had no idea.
You're in T-Mac.
I am? Team Magazine?
Saying the Twitter, what wins best whip? Style? How far you take it? I don't know. That's what this guy's asking.
All the above, dude. Everything.
Yeah.
Style, how hard you throw it. It's a lot of style, and it just depends on who you're whipping against.
I said that they should put things on the bikes to then just basically measure how off access you get. And then that's how it's measured. Pepper. Bite his fingers.
But that could be like turn down or like sit down, like seat balance whip.
Yeah, but still.
All reason, because you gotta like that's like a gyro effect kind of deal, right?
Yeah. So then it's like, okay, how far can you get off access? If you get the furthest on turn downs, I mean, I guess there needs to be a judge
for each kind of whip.
Well, I mean, I think you would just judge the overall style, but then a lot of it would go off of the amount of degrees as well. So
I don't know. They were talking about, like, I don't remember if it was, like, with snowboarding, like, depending on your trick, it didn't matter about the style. It just mattered about the execution of what you were doing. You know what I mean? But I know style has a lot to do with it. But if you could compare yourself to somebody that did, like, a badass, like, turn down crank whip back, and if they're both similar, but somebody else that has, like, a different style to it, does that make it fair for that one person to win?
So then let's say
that got the sickest freaking style of a turn down out there.
Okay, so then if their degrees off of a center axis is the same, then it will go to style, to the judges.
To the style.
But if somebody just does a like a turn down 360 and just goes
like
all the way around, like actual turn down bike vertical and just goes all the way around and lands, well, then that guy's got way more degrees off axis, so I don't give a fuck what you did, if you flicked your head or not.
If you had long hair, it might be different.
Well, yeah, true. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing is they're like, oh, well, the head whip or whatever. Like, again, that's all that is a preference. You know what I mean? To say that so-and-so's whips suck because he flips his head around, you know, I don't know. Like,
look more aggressive. But...
Right.
But I don't know. I think, dude, like, when I look at a whip, dude, I think about, like, first, like, Chuck Carruthers, man. He killed it in whips. Twitch. McNeil.
Let's talk about the original Big Whip Bandits.
Who?
The originals, as far as freestyle. Chuck.
The original whips?
Renner. Chuck. Darren Connett. Who else started right off the bat? Bamberg.
Bamberg was sick, yeah.
But I mean, in the very beginning...
Chris Rourke I know he did rock solid. Was his whips good? Remember Chris?
Yeah, I remember Chris. I like Chris.
Yeah, he did the rock solids and shit like that. But I think I remember. Oh, then Pastor. He had a fucking badass whip.
But
Pastor,
there was like a point. There was a couple of guys.
Shit. It's canceled.
Sound like the first one.
That was hauling ass.
I can't hear anything.
But I would say...
Is that really a train, or is that like an app?
Yeah, it's a train.
Next time, like... Pew, pew, pew! Something like that.
Yeah. I would say Renner, Chuck, Darren...
They're just loud as fuck, and I'm like 50 feet from a train.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, you really are. This is like subway station or something.
I think those are the first...
train like that, but it's just a fucking freight train.
Put like free advertisement out.
Free advertisement for what?
Put like free advertisement out or something like that. You got all these passerbys. Say podcast. 2 Wheels of Freedom.
Podcaster buys. Well.
All right. So what else did we talk about, guys?
Nothing. I gotta go to sleep.
I think I might be taking my wife to the hospital tonight.
Almost have a
kid. For our kid.
Is she having contractions right now?
Yeah, but they're not super. God darn it.
Is she really?
Yeah, no, it's like because.
Have it on the show. If you can force this baby out, we'll run this show longer.
Right now?
Right now.
You know what's so funny, dude? Because my wife's like, if we have to go in, we're going to put Skype on my phone. So it makes it interesting if we're in the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how down she was, like, to make sure this happened, you know? But, hey, Rick, come out here. Can I push on the stomach? Is that safe?
I'm going to say no.
Ever do that? Ace Ventura did that.
We're trying to have a first.
Ace Ventura, like, I know he's an actor, but he obviously has, like, doctor skills to push a baby out of a body and to deliver it.
I was just gonna
she's
say
talking about the rhino when
he also birthed himself out of a rhino. So I don't.
Yeah, that's yeah.
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 If you can birth himself, you can birth another person.
Yeah, I mean, like.
So we all
if he came out
absolutely
to
do it.
If he's worth as much as he's worth, Rick, we can just put him to work right away as a stunt double. See, that works out.
There you go.
I'll contact Jim right now.
Who?
Mr. Carey.
There you go.
Mr. Jim Carey.
All right, I'm gonna pee myself, and I gotta go to sleep.
That's shame. All right, Nick, what are you doing tonight? What time is it there, anyways?
10. It's 10:15.
Yeah, it's 11:15 here.
So you guys are from the future because it's only 8:14.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what's going on over here? It's all bedtime and snacks.
It's all.
I don't know. Just let me know what's going to happen in the next 2 hours because if it happens up there, just let us know so that way we're prepared. So if there's
all fucked up.
We made it.
Chilly breeze. Like if I go outside and you're like, dude, be careful. It's going to be chilly out in 2 hours. I'll have a jacket on.
Yeah, it's slightly breezy. There's gonna be There's a train coming your way, a freight train.
I'll be here in 2 hours, so I'll have earbuds and a turtleneck on.
There you go.
I don't like wind chills. They're chilly.
All right, I'm out.
But chilly.
That's it. He just hung up. All right, Johnny. It was
I'm here.
I know. It was good having you.
Huh?
Said it was good having you.
Yeah, dude, I want to do this again.
Yeah, we will.
Dude, I could probably put a pie chart together or something like that for the next one. This whole space right here, I could do something weird.
All right.
We need a whiteboard.
We could probably solve mysteries.
We draw the flat Earth. We've done that.
Oh, I forgot to talk to you about flat Earth, so we'll have to do that.
Do that for next time. That's a deep one.
Yeah, but when you fall off, you flip upside down. You're on the other side.
Yeah, in Australia.
Yeah, it sucks. It's hot. There's nothing there.
Everything will kill you. Everything will kill you.
That's why they're crazy.
They have pouches. They probably have wallets in there and stuff like that with no money in it, and they take yours. I don't trust them.
It's like a fanny pack.
Like a wallet that has legs, a tail, and
Yo, they have built-in fanny packs.
Pretty much, yeah. I think Arnold wants to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He walks around with a fanny pack.
He wants, so does Joe Rogan. They want to be fucking kangaroos.
Hey, that's a shit right now, fanny packs.
Yeah.
My wife has one.
Dude, we're live right now. Don't tell people that shit.
Yeah. You're just throwing her under the bus to the world.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
150.
Before I pee myself.
All right, here, I'm going to light this real quick.
What are you lighting?
Is that a light?
Thumbs, 2 of them.
Get them up higher.
This is nubs.
Come on, keep going up. There you go. There you go.
What a tease.
Huh?
Said you're a tease. Nothing?
He doesn't know what to say.
All right.
All right.
Toodles.
Later, everybody.
Toodaloo. I don't even know how to hang up on this thing.
Don't worry, we'll hang up on you.
Shut off the internet.